Right, Leon and Jason race. Leon's time is 3/100ths of a minute faster than Jason's. How many seconds faster is that? Write your answer as a mixed number in its simplest form. So 3/100ths of a minute faster. Okay, now that's quite difficult to actually work out in terms of seconds, okay? You know, in terms of like what's 100th of a minute. Because, right, a minute, it's got 60 seconds in it, isn't it? So we need to work out what 100th of 60 is. One way of doing it, if you think about it, right? Okay, we want to work out 3/100ths. Well, let's first of all think about what a tenth is. A tenth of a minute. Okay, well, a tenth of a minute is simply dividing a minute by 10. Okay, and if a minute is 60 seconds, and if you divide that by 10, 60 divided by 10 is 6. So you get 6 seconds. Now, a tenth of a minute is 6 seconds. If I wanted 1/100th of a minute, then what I need to do is, instead of thinking of what 1/100th of 60 is, okay, I could focus on what I've got here, because a tenth of a minute is 6 seconds. So if I want 100th of a minute, all I need to do is work out what a tenth of 6 seconds is. Okay, so I worked out a tenth of a minute. Let's work out a tenth of that. A tenth of this is just dividing this by 10. So if I divide that by 10, I get 0.6 seconds. Okay? Right, so it's basically, when you want to work out 100th of something, one way of doing it is dividing it by 10 first, and then dividing it by 10 again. So 60 seconds is in a minute. So if I divide it by 10 first, I get 6 seconds. So that's a tenth, isn't it? And if I divide it by 10 again, I get 100th of a minute, which is 0.6 seconds. Now that's 1/100th. I want 3/100ths of a minute. Well, that's quite straightforward, because all I've got to do now is, if that's 1/100th, to get 3/100ths, I've got to times that by 3. And if I times that by 3, I get 1.8 seconds. Now we need to write this as a mixed number, right? So with a fraction. So if you think about it, 1.8. Well, 0.8, okay, and 1. That's what we've got there, 1 and 0.8. The 0.8, we could think of it as 8/10ths, okay? That's what 0.8 is. And that would simplify to be 4/5, yeah? We halve top and bottom. We get that. So we got 1 minute, or 1 second, sorry, and 4/5. 1 and 4/5 of a second.